everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nicole with Made from Scrap, and I'm going to do a run through of an album that I decorated and made for Country Craft Creations utilizing the Ireland Forever paper collection that is exclusively designed and available at countrycraftcreations.com by Tamra. She put together this wonderful paper that is just beautiful to use. It feels like a vellum, but it is a cotton, and it is so easy to work with and cut. So this paper collection was perfect for this use, the coloring, etc. I also utilized artisan craft cardstock to wrap the cover, the spine, and make the pages with. And I have a tutorial already of this album on my channel that you can check out, but I'm just going to do a walkthrough of this album quickly for you to show you how you can think outside the box, use the paper collections that you have maybe for a different purpose. So this, if you haven't guessed it, is for graduation album gift, and the cover measures 8.5 inches wide by 10 inches tall, and the spine is 2.25 inches wide. I've used some heavyweight chipboard for the cover and the spine, and I've used a bunch of things out of my stash, so you need to go looking through your stuff and see what you can pull out to decorate. But otherwise, a couple things I wanted to just run through real quick is the elements available at Country Craft Creations include the papers that I've used, the cardstock that I have used, the chipboard that I've used, the seam binding that I have on the book. Some of the flowers are Prima flowers available also on the website. And then things from my stash that I've used are some black cardstock, some lightweight chipboard that Tamara also has in the store, some metal pieces and filigree pieces, some pearls, but otherwise to decorate, need to glue that down, don't I? This is Dollar Tree gem mesh that I came across one day, and the colors were perfect for this. I knew we were going to be having this graduation coming up, so I went ahead and got some and put it away in my stash. This is some thread from cross stitching that I pulled out, and then I used a brad here. So these stickers I've had for quite some time, but let's just run through. Oh, the other thing that I did here is I rolled up some white artisan. Kind of hard to see, but that's intended to be a little diploma hanging out right there, poking out of the flowers. But I will go, if you want me to go over how I made this little graduation cap, by all means put some comments down in the video comments below, and I will definitely walk you through it. But this measures 4 by 4, and it is 3/4 of an inch tall off of the page. So let's get going here. I'll show you how I decorated. So we have this inside cover pocket here, and I'm just going to tuck in a couple of things in these pockets for the graduation gift. But she had pictures the other day, and this is my son's girlfriend that's getting ready to graduate. She's graduating from my alma mater, from the College of Engineering, so this was quite fun book to put together for her, since we graduated from the same college now, and her graduation is just in 2 weeks, so looking forward to that. I used some stickers out of my stash. I've used a paper clip here and there, and all 4 pages of this album do have a pull-out to use for journaling or photographs, that kind of thing. These measure 7 5/8 inches wide by 9 1/4 tall, and I used my envelope punch board for the tabs along the edge. So this is a gatefold. We're going to open this up, and then you can see that I've also decorated with a piece of the green polka dotted paper that's also available at Tamara's store. And I have used a punch that I have that creates these photo corners, but you can cut them out and glue them on, and I've left this wide open space ready to put in the photograph of her graduation. So let's see, the back side of the first page has these flaps, and on the second page on the front it is the same thing, where went ahead and took advantage of this space, used some of that gold glimmer paper that's available also at the store, and this is about 110-pound paper. It is really nice to use, and goes well with this collection for sure. This is some of that olive green color, that dark green color, and then this is the white artisan underneath, and those are just two separate flaps matching on opposing sides here. Open both of those up and you get additional photographs, and you can see you just do a little collage, and then you have some space for some journaling if you like, another big picture. This doesn't take long at all to put together, this album, but I do want to show you on the back side of that second page there are double pockets here. So I'll show you with this graphic 45 tag. This is the large tag that when you put something in the pocket there, you have the full depth of this second pocket here. So you can see it can take some large photographs there as well. And then on the front of the third page, I am showcasing this gorgeous paper that Tamara has designed, and I just love that saying, that Irish blessing. On the back side of that flap, I have some magnetic closure for these dueling flaps, and they're very good size. Those flaps measure 6 1/4 by 6 inches, so you can get a good size photograph on there. And then I have some of that beautiful paper that I'm showcasing on underneath that flap. And this is just weight, just the weight of the flap itself holds it down. Okay, on the back side of that third page, I did another stack pocket here. And then on the paper, this is where there's text that says Ireland. So what I did is I used some black cardstock and I embossed it, and then I put another piece of colored paper on top out of my stash, put a little sticker there, and this becomes a journaling spot. And then I am using some of the leftover olive green artisan cardstock that I have to just make a little photo pamphlet, and I cut out some of that beautiful paper for embellishment. Here's the last page on the front. We have some quad flaps, so I have these 4 flaps on either side, or 2 flaps on either side, and again I use that gold glimmer paper with some of the white artisan and some of that green polka dotted paper there below. And again, think outside the box. In this case, this saying was perfect for me to use here. I felt like, because this is one of the school colors, green and gold and white are the school colors, and pot of gold at the end of her journey. So we're looking forward to that graduation. But backside of the 4th page, I've left just with the beautiful paper there, so we can do some additional photographs. And the back cover has another large pocket on it, and what to do with those leftover pieces of cardstock, well, create another pamphlet, right? Pull out your stickers, pull out some of your paper from your stash, you know, everybody has them, and create another little photo pamphlet. So you can see on the back side, I used up some of that white artisan that I had left over and some black artisan, perfect location for additional photographs or journaling, etc. And let me show you the back side. The back side of the album is where I went ahead and took a bunch of the scraps that I had from the paper collection. I glued them onto a sheet of cardstock, and then I pulled out my sewing machine and did this little zigzag stitch on it in order to make it look a little bit like a quilt, I think. And I think it gives just enough interest. It's flat enough that it doesn't, you know, cause any issues. And then on the spine, you can see here that I used a little bit more of that bling. And I went ahead and used my poke tool to poke through that chipboard and that paper, and I just used a little safety pin here, safety pin through that seam binding. And in order to do the seam binding, it comes on a roll where it's very flat and ironed, and you give it a little spritz of water, you crinkle it all up in a ball, and you let that ball dry. I mean, put it underneath something heavy, or you know, put it in a little baggie with a rubber band. I've seen some people do, but once it dries, then you'll have that crinkled look to it, and I think it just gives it a nice nice little embellishment there. The last thing I'll say that I didn't mention on this cover is, again, utilizing some of the leftover paper that I had. I just cut some thin strips and did some scoring on it in order to make this little rosette. So I hope you have enjoyed this book. If you have questions on making this little cap, this graduation cap, it is 3/4 of an inch tall. Don't remember if I said that or not. And the cap is 4 inches by 4 inches. But if you have questions on that or would like to see how I made it, go ahead and leave me a comment below. And I hope you have enjoyed this. I look forward to seeing you back here in the future. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and happy crafting. Bye.